I think the energy language itself has so many different potential applications that range from the very real world applicable, for example, the teaching and learning of foreign languages, for the use for differently abled children or people with speech impediments or the deaf, so forth, to be able to more adequately express themselves in ways that can be understood by people who have what are normally functioning perceptions. It has a very practical applications, but then they also range to the very kind of, I guess you could say, science fictional. The science fictional ones are ones that I'm less comfortable about discussing to lay persons or people that have never thought about it, only because it generally is the quickest way to get someone's eyes to gloss over and they're like, okay. But in very real terms, I do not think that we're alone in the universe per se. And when I say alone, I don't imagine that, next week there's going to be something that looks like a character from Star Trek that's going to come landing on the lawn of the White House. But I do have a fairly certain idea that there do exist other forms of existence, we could say extraterrestrial existence, that are literally scattered throughout the universe, that either have not contacted us because they're, maybe they look and see what sort of backwards bad science fiction we entertain ourselves with, which generally involves like us getting attacked or attacking, or which is fairly Stone Age in its mentality. But I do think that there are extraterrestrial sentiences out there, and I would think that the energy language could be a fairly decent candidate for transmitting the basic human experience through something that involves colors, sounds, gustatory, the olfactory, all of the tactile, all of the different perceptual array that we have as human beings, modeled into a three-dimensional sphere that can be sent out, if you will, through either whatever sort of radio contact might be made. I think it was the Voyager was the craft that was sent out that actually now it's long since exited our solar system. But I think it's the Voyager or maybe the Pioneer, but it had like a record in it that had like some songs. It had a picture of a guy like raising his hand. And then it had a weird, I think it was like a pulsar chart of where we could be found in reference to different locations throughout the universe. And whether or not this thing is ever going to like float into the range of some sort of extraterrestrial sentience, or whether it already has and can be somehow understood by them, it turns out that there was a certain percentage of like MIT scientists that couldn't figure out what the thing meant, let alone some extraterrestrial scientists or sentients. So whether or not it's even understandable to an extraterrestrial sentience it remains to be seen. But I think that through this device and through its associated kind of methodologies and understandings, I think there may well be an ability to contact and to enable a conduit for extraterrestrial sentience, you could say. I guess I should say that one of the more science fictional components of the energy language is, in fact, to enable a conduit for extraterrestrial sentience, either to contact us or to learn something about our experience in the world around us through the colors, tastes, smells, and so forth that we assign to our perceptual endowment. Whether or not they have any of these, they could, in fact, use it as some sort of go-between, as kind of I guess you could say, the Rosetta Stone for some sort of overture of communication. At least that's the kind of the more whacked out science fiction version of it.